Hi, everybody. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me on this broadcast and a quick tutorial. And I want to show you how you can make a small wall art. Um, that, it's pretty easy to make, and you can do it in different colors, different sayings, and it's really, really cute. So this is a 6 by 6 square. Um, Obviously, you can turn it, do the same thing on larger scale. The base that I used for this is 6 by 6 panel board. It's nice and hard. It's about an eighth of an inch thick. So this is by Jack Richardson hardboard panel. And I got a few, so I want to make a series of 5 of them. So I made the first, and I used for the sayings, you can either print it out on your home printer, it's just black over white, or on colored paper, just print your thing. And it is 4 by 6, but I cut it down a little bit to be less than 4 by 6. I used these from the Theresa Collins collection by Theresa Collins. And this sheet come with 6 of them. So I cut them out. And as you can see, it has gold foil around. And I'm not going to use it over here because it's going to be cut a little smaller than that. But I did save them, and we're going to put them on the edge inside. Okay. If you don't have that, you can just take regular gold sheet. If you have foil, that's great. If you don't, that's fine. And just cut strips out like that. Okay, what else will you need? Go ahead and grab some leftover cardstock paper. And take a coordinating colors. I used this, you can see from a whole bunch of different collections. Some are double-sided, some are not. And you can just take one of each in variation of colors. And go ahead and put it through your die cutting machine if you have one. And you can just take a whole different type of flowers. So I buy mine mostly on Amazon, but I use different brands as well. But this is Graphic 45. These two I got at Amazon, and in a variety of sizes as well. So as you can see, I keep them in this little box because I do cut a lot of flowers. So you can just use the different sizes. Okay. And they come anywhere from very small to um, the larger. I have larger ones, but these are the bigger one that I used. You don't really want more than 2 inches or 2 and a quarter. You know, just to show you the different kinds and different sizes. So you just take a whole bunch of flowers that you have. Go ahead and cut a bunch. So you get from the paper, and some of them are, like I said, double-sided, some more than are not. And the ones that are double-sided, you can use once this side, once that side. The ones that are not, you can either leave white, or you can use some ink to paint the other side. It's totally up to you. And then you can just take um, your ink pad and your dauber and just do the sides, like use some of the ink and go over it like that. just a little bit on the edges. So now it gives it a little bit of definition, and it just also cover the white edges if they have white edges. Okay. Another thing that you can do if you have the smaller ones, you can go ahead and color them in the middle. Okay, so just go over, and to color them in the middle, you can just take the smaller one. This is too big, but they have smaller daubers that are size of finger, and you can just do them in the middle like that. I usually don't do that. Okay, so once you finished everything and you inked all the edges of all of the cuts that you've done, okay, we're going to go ahead and make our flower. And to make our flower, take a towel or something, and okay, if you have those tools that have the little ball at the end, and I always forget what the name is. I have to really figure it out. But anyway, they have a little ball over here. Okay, and they come in a variety of sizes. So just go ahead and wet them, spray them with a little bit of water. Okay. And you can take a paper towel and soak the excess off if you like. Okay. Now this paper is just paper. It's very thin. While this is cardstock, it's a little thicker. Okay. So the water softens it up. It opens the fiber, and you can manipulate the paper a little bit. So I'm turning it over to the other side, the big ones, and just use the ball over here. And as you push it down, you can push it, or you can go like this. It just manipulates the paper, and it gives it, you see, a little bend. Now it's bent this way, and I'm turning it over to the other side. And it created the first layer, and now it's like a little bowl. You can take your with your fingers, you can manipulate the paper a little bit if you like that. Another way of doing it, okay, is you can put it around the ball and turn it around and just crinkle the edges a little bit. Okay. Like that. For each flower, I would use, for the bigger and big ones or medium ones, at least 3 layers. For the small ones, 2 layers is enough. If you take flowers that make a little bigger, even 5 layers you can do. Like this one has 4 layers. This one has 3 layers. And this one here has 2. This is a small one. So just make flowers in different sizes. Okay. Put it on the side and let it dry. Okay. After it dries, okay, let's pretend this is dry now. We're going to glue them together. All right. And just give me a minute because my glue is clogged as usual. I don't keep a pin in here. I know I should. Oh my God, you guys, I'm making brownies and the house smells so good now from the brownies. Oh my God, it smells delicious. All right. Okay. right, so I'm going to add a tiny thing of glue here and here and put them together, press down, and put it aside to let it dry. Because the paper, we wet it, after it dries, it'll be a little bit stiffer. Okay, not as soft. So once it dries, I'm taking a little bit of medium, and this one is pasta sculptura. But if you don't have one, you can take modeling paste, mix it with a little bit of air dry clay or anything that you can mold into a bowl. Air dry clay or Sculpey or anything like that. Okay. And just take a little thing here and make a little ball. Again, I'm putting a glue there because I want it to stick, and put this away. Okay, and then you can just take something sharp, a pin, needle, a pick tool, whatever you have, and just create a little bit of texture like holes or move it around. You don't want it smooth, you want it to have some texture in the middle. Okay, if you don't have that, you can put a diamond in the middle, like a rhinestone. You can put glitter, put something, little tiny beads, whatever you want in the center of it. Okay. Okay. So that's that for the center. Okay. And another thing that you can do after it dries, you can put a little wax or paint or something and give it a little bit of added paint. So I went ahead and I made a whole bunch of flowers in different sizes. See, and they're all different. They're all different colors, different papers, but it coordinates and they come together with this beautiful color palette. Some of the papers that I used have foil in it, so that's kind of fun. So I made a whole bunch of flowers. For each one of these, you can, 3 is a nice color, a nice number. 3 or 5, put an uneven number. So I have plenty here. I have like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. All right, 18. Yeah, I have plenty. See, small ones, big ones. I'm going to put this on the side for now. Okay. Next thing that you're going to die cut, every time you have flowers, you also want petals and leaves, right? So I have the same thing that I do with the flowers. I have a little box with tons of leaves. Okay. Now look, this is the same thing. This is Graphic 45, and this is something that I got from the internet, from Amazon. It's almost the same. This is one with really big one, but they have a whole bunch of all kinds of leaves. And it really doesn't matter what brand for me. No, I just have a whole bunch. And I have some big ones and, of course, some smaller ones. Here we go. have a whole bunch of leaves here. So with the leaves, I used solid color cardstock that I had. Okay. So what you do is you take a 6x6 piece and cut out a window. All right. The window itself that you cut out, see, that's the window that we want to cut, like that. So the window that you cut out, you can take that and use this to cut out the leaves with a die cut. All right. So we cut out the window at 1 inch from here, and here it is at 4 inches. So this line here is 4 inches, and then half an inch here, half an inch here, half an inch here. That leaves you 2 inches on this side. Okay. And that will go as a frame underneath these. Okay? All right. So I have a whole bunch here that I cut. And I used one of each color. Again, I used 5 different colors that are color coordinating. And I have three blues. Like this is a different kind of blue again. 3 different shades of blue and 2 shades of brown. But they go together. And I already cut them all out. I cut the window out. And I cut a whole bunch of leaves. And I also have leaves that I cut from white cardstock. So whenever I go to a cutting session, I just cut a whole bunch of leaves and things and keep them in the box, and then I use it. Okay. So I have white, and I didn't cut all of them yet. I just cut this brown and this blue. All right, so I'm all prepared, and now I have my flowers, I have my cuts, I have my leaves, and I can go ahead and put this together. Okay, so I'm going to take one of them and take my small cutter, and I'm going to cut out the gold foil around. Something wasn't good with my blade here. All right, this one's shut. All right, this one's good. And I'm just cutting them out because I want to use them. Okay. If you don't want to use gold, you can also use just a regular cardstock. But I'm going to use the gold. I like it. Just take some of this. This is really, you know what? This is too small. I think I'm going to cut it with my blade. Okay, and I'm cutting a about a 1/16 of an inch, which is the height of the foam, double stick foam that I'm using. And I'm using sheets from Picket Fence, and they come in sheets of 4x5, I think. They're 4x5, and that's the thickness of it. There. Okay. So let's take the blue. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to put some tape over it. This will go right there. Put this there. Okay. Nice. Just going to cut some of the excess off here. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to put some there and here all around. Now what happened is with the foam, it gives it height. So it'll be like a frame. Okay. Have my strips, I cut them already. I'm going to put this here. Because I want it close to the inside as possible. Here we go. All right, same thing here. All right, now if I want, I can fit in some of the other areas here and here. Excellent. Okay, put it over here and mark with a pencil. Because this is 6 by 6, right? Mark with a pencil where your window is. And I'm going to glue it here so that it will cover the window and in the center. Go ahead and glue this. This is good. Okay. If you don't have foam sheets, you can just take a piece of cardboard, cut the cardboard out, and do the same thing. All it really gives you is the height. And with the cardboard, you can just put double stick tape on the edges and you have it. And the foam board is just easier with the double-sided foam. Okay. All right. So you can choose to leave it. I have it white here, or you can do the gold. Put a little bit glue there. Okay. Just going to take this and press it down. Yeah, so now I have gold inside. Go the other side. Do a little bit Take out a little bit more. Okay. Same thing all around. Okay, and the one on top. Okay, so now I have all that. Let's make the black frame. I'm taking a sheet of black cardstock. It's about 90 pounds. Okay. And I'm going to cut it to 8.5 by 8.5. So the width of it is already 8.5 inches. So now I cut it. I have a square that's 8.5 by 8.5. Let's take my tool and score. Okay. And I think I want to do a 1.25, and 1.5. And over here, I'm going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me think a minute. Oh, sorry, 3/4. I want to do 3/4, 1 and 1 1/4. Okay, 3/4, 1 and 1 1/4. And over here, I'm going to do 7/4, 7 1/2, and 7 3/4. So that in between the two, I have 6 inches. Okay, I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and do the same thing. Okay, 3/4, 1, 1 1/4, 7 1/4, 7 1/2, and 7 3/4. Okay, I'm going to cut a window out at that third line that I marked. Okay, at the 7 1/4 one, and at the 3/4 over here. So I have a 1 1/4 from each edge. No. Okay. I'm taking an 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of black cardstock, and I'm going to cut it at 8 1/2 by 8 1/2 inches. So it's already 8 1/2 inches wide. Just cut it to a square. Okay. Now the window inside has to be cut at, I need it to be 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. Okay. So first of all, let us mark where the center is. Okay. So it's 8 1/4, 4 1/4 is the center. That's my center right there. So if this is my center, I need it to be 5 1/2 inches. So 1, 2 1/4 is here, and 1, 2, 2 1/2. Sorry, 2 3/4 from this side, and 2 3/4 from this side. So if this is my center and I cut even distances from each side to have 5 1/2 inches here and here, you know what, maybe I will mark it with a white so that you'll be able to see it, because I don't think you'll be able to see it this way. Okay. Okay, so this is my center at 4 1/4. Okay. And I measured 2 3/4 from each side. So from this point to this point, I should have now 5 1/2 inches. Okay. From this point to this point, I should have 5 1/2 inches. So this is going to be my window cutout. Okay. Let's mark it. I'm going to mark it for you so you'll be able to see it. So, yeah. Okay, here. here. So it's 1.5 from each side, right? Yeah. So it's 1.5 from the edge. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to cut out a window, 5.5 by 5.5. So in an 8.5 inch square, it's 1.5 inches from each edge. Okay. 1.5, 1.5, 1.5 from each edge. Then we're going to cut out. And then I'm going to score a 1/4 inch. Okay. We're going to score 1/4 inch. And again, we're going to score another 1/4 inch. Okay. A 1/4 inch and a 1/4 inch. It's going to score and a score. Okay. Let's do it. So I'm cutting at 7. Okay, it's 7 here and here and here and here. All right. Now we can score on the other side. At 1, 1.25, 7.25, 7.5. Okay, again, 1, 1.25, 7.25, 7.5. Okay. So I'm going to cut a triangle. Right there. Okay. And I'm going to cut right there in the middle. Only the 1/4 inch between here. Okay. Let's go ahead and fold them. I can take this out now. I don't need it anymore. So I have 2 fold lines, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and fold so we have a little square there. Okay. All right, so these 2 little things here, we want to put inside like that. Okay. All right, those 2 fold on the inside. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So now this thing here, okay, gonna go around like that and wrap around. Okay. So let's go ahead and glue. First, I'm going to glue the first 1/4 inch here. Okay. And I'm going to dab a little bit there, the corners. On the outside of the triangles so that they'll stick together. Just a teeny bit. Okay. Now let's slowly add the fold around the corner and attach the corners together, the little triangles. So it'll give you a nice clean corner. All right. All right, I'm straightening it out with my bone folder. Okay. All right. And now I can go ahead and glue the rest of it. Here we go. Oh, this one came out a little bit there. Okay. That's our frame. The corners are covered. Okay. And now we can go ahead and put the flowers in. And let's see. And let's switch it around. Maybe put the brown here and the white there. Okay. Oh, I like this. Okay. I like that. Okay. I like this arrangement. I'm going to put this there like that and break the glue. Okay, so this glue that I'm using dries clear. I don't have to worry about going over a little bit. That's one. That's two. That's three right there. Okay. We're going to now let it dry. Okay. Up. And how to attach it to the wall? Well, you can put some hooks here in the back with glue, with resin. It'll dry really well, or those double-sided demand strips, because it's really, really light. So it'll stick to the wall with the demand strips, no problem. Okay, and that's it. And here you have it. Okay, so you can make a series of them and put them on the wall, and it's a really, really nice decoration right there. All right. I hope you enjoyed it. If you decided to do something like this, please don't forget to leave me a comment or share with me on my Facebook or email me. I would love to see it. Thanks. Bye.